And that's the mentality of our team. They just play. They just play. We don't, and that's a compliment to their conditioning. And then seeing guys get hurt, next guy up, and their mental toughness as well.
Coach,
it came out today.
I'm sorry. Talk about your defense. Obviously, they gave up over 400 yards, but you mentioned they gave up a touchdown in the second half.
Well, disappointing first half. Really, really disappointing. We lost contain several times. They cracked us on the one and then pulled a guy out there and blocked us, and we were really poor job on the long touchdown run. And then we come back, and the quarterback's drinking a cup of coffee back there, and they run a dig and go, and we got double coverage, and so first of all, that's a long time. That's a long time to hold the ball to have to run a dig and go. But they max protect up, and we didn't get pressure on him, but we still got double coverage. And so that we just didn't play with our eyes. We didn't play through the receiver. Didn't play with our technique. And so the two big plays were huge. I mean, the two big plays, and then the other play that I thought was critical was 3rd and 10, and they sprint out, and we got an unblocked guy, and we lose contain. It should be sack. And our ball off the field. Instead, we lose contain. They hit a big play, and then they go on and score. That's 3 scores right there. So, it's hard to win when you give up those type of big plays. But as I told the team, and this will tell the tale on our season. If we can win the turnover margin and we can have at least 2 more big plays than the opponent, we're going to win a lot of games. And I think we were even on the turnover margin today, but we had more big plays, and that was the difference in the game.
Is Andre Ellington okay?
He tweaked his ham. We'll see tomorrow. We got a lot of guys. I mean, this was a physical game. Darryl Smith, I think, pulled his ham. Cloy got hurt. He could have gone back in. He was just kind of going to be ready for emergency. We had several other guys that finished the game that were nicked up. Jerron got his knee bruised. He should be okay. But a bunch of guys. David Smith, saw him this morning. Hopefully we'll get him back next week. But I'll have to give you a little better report tomorrow evening.
You talk about Brandon Thomas stepping in. I don't think he probably didn't expect to play that much.
No. He had a good week of practice. In fact, I called him. I met with him this past week, and told him, I was like, Brandon, you have a gift, and you're not using it. But he's been practicing better. He's been showing a little more sense of urgency, and it was great to see him step up like he did today. I mean, because he is really, really talented. Really talented. Again, it's a matter of him making a decision to be a great player. And I can't tell you how huge he was for us today. I cannot wait to watch the film tomorrow. So I'm proud of him. I mean, he really came through for us in a big way today.
Aside from accountability, is there any other special thing that making this team to get where it is right at this point in the season?
Recruiting.
Dabo, is this win?
Recruiting.
Is this win bigger than the South Carolina win that cemented your job? And would it be official to say that Dabo Swinney era is officially underway after a big win like this?
Well, y'all can figure that out. All I can tell you is I probably wouldn't have this job if we hadn't beat South Carolina. So that was a pretty big win. And probably the other big win was clinching the division title for the first time in school history. My first year beating Virginia on my 40th birthday. That was a pretty special day. And but this is for an old boy from Pelham, Alabama, to be a part of something like this one. This is an Alabama grad to boot. This one was pretty sweet.
Say about Sammy a little bit already, but can you just tell me a kind of two-part question? What did you see out of him in the first couple games that let you know that he was ready for this role in this game? And then were you kind of saving him maybe a little bit to kind of break him out against the team like Alabama?
You weren't at the first 2 games, were you? No, we saw this in practice. I mean, I tried to keep it from the media as long as I could, but eventually, I mean, he was a starter here in like 2 or 3 days. I mean, the guy's just unbelievable. I mean, he doesn't say a word. I've never had a freshman like him ever. I've had some really good players, but none of them like him. And listen, we got guys like Peak and Martavis Brown. Those guys are great players. But Sammy has just got a focus. You know, he's all business all the time. He has an unbelievable ability to take it from the meeting room to the practice field. You tell him something once, he's got it. Obviously, he's fast and has a great skill set, but his toughness and his hands are incredible. But no, we didn't save him. He scored, I think, second play of the game. It's his first game, so he's been pretty electric all 3 games. And today he came up big, but you know, that little screen pass he took to the house, that was it was well blocked, but I mean, he just ran off and left everybody. So that goes back to recruiting. In fact, that's what I told Chad when we were. I said, that's just recruiting right there. That's what recruiting will do for you. You get those kind of guys, and you put them in good position to make plays, good things can happen.
Safe to say your work's not done tonight with Florida State playing that big one against us.
Oh no. We're going. I got a lot of family in town and friends, and you know, I really appreciate them being here and spend some time with them. That's one bonus of having an early game. I'm gonna enjoy watching this Florida State game tonight. I really look forward to it, and heck, I'm pulling for them to win. We'll line it up next week and see if we can do it again.
How much does speed change this program?
Excuse me?
How much does speed change this program?
Well, I mean, if you watched us last year, we just didn't have the big playability. We were a different team. We had to grind, and either score or try to kick a field goal. And we're not kicking as many field goals. We're scoring a lot of touchdowns, and the reason we're scoring a lot of touchdowns is speed. We can run by people, we can run away from people, we can make people miss, and we got a bunch of those guys. So that's what happens when you recruit well.
How big of a matchup from what was the play today that really stood out from Taj? You know, great day with a lot of plays, but was there one?
I thought the touchdown, the third down touchdown throw to Dwayne Allen. I thought that was he had to be very patient on that play and let it develop and put it in the back of the end zone. That was a huge play there in the first half. And I thought that got us going. But you know, he had a bunch of them. And you can ask me that tomorrow night after I really see the film. But he had a ton of big throws. He had a couple of throws where we had one-on-one coverage, and he threw what we call a paintball. He stopped the receiver with the ball. The DB's got his back to him, and you know, he's got what we call a man turn. He throws it at the back of his helmet, and the receiver reacts. He had a couple of those throws to Nuke that were money, and one to even Dwayne Allen that was huge third down conversion. So there's just so much good in this game, and again, it's great to see these guys step up like that.
Speaking of Dwayne, can you talk about the play there in the back of the end zone, the catch he makes, and then his performance today from not just from catching the ball but also blocking also?
Well, Dwayne Allen, he's not a secret anymore. You know, he's. I would think a lot of people probably watched this game today, and there's going to be a lot of people asking about Dwayne Allen. He's a special player, a special talent. But I told Dwayne after the game, I went over to his locker and told him, I can't be more proud of a guy because nobody on this team has worked harder than Dwayne Allen to be great. Nobody. Nobody is more committed than Dwayne Allen. I mean, everything we've told him to do, he's done to the nth degree. We don't have a guy more all in than Dwayne Allen. And to see him be able to reap the rewards, you know, that's such a great lesson for him to keep that kind of work ethic. You know, it's talent. There's so many people with talent out there, but you got to have a skill. Your skill set has to be developed through work ethic, and Dwayne has developed that skill set through work. And he came in here as a young guy with talent that didn't know a whole lot, thought he could just kind of survive on talent. But he made a decision he was going to be great, and he has worked his tail off in every area of the game, from knowledge to his body to his flexibility, ball skills, you name it, understanding the game. And I'm just really proud of him, really proud of him. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and he has been one of the best leaders we've had here in a long time.
How big of a matchup problem is he for opposing defenses?
Almost 260 pounds, and he looks like the Hulk, and can really run. I mean, he's a problem. He's a problem. You not many linebackers can match up with Dwayne Allen. So, and if you bring in a DB, well, you got a physical mismatch. So it's an issue for people. But last year we had him, but we didn't have other people around him to help him like we do this year. Our quarterback is a factor. People have to defend him. He made, I thought, some more effective runs today and a couple of key scrambles. And people have to pay attention to him. And then, all the other guys. I mean, Ellington and Nuke and Jerron and Sharon and Sammy and Bellamy and DJ. I mean, there's a lot of guys. And, so I promise you, Dwayne Allen, nobody's more happy to see the influx of playmakers than Dwayne Allen, because it's made his life a lot easier.
Coach, you went 14 out of 18 on third downs, red zone 5 for 6. You made some comments earlier in the year about 24 freshmen, redshirt freshmen. After this game, do you have time to look back and think that you're where you want to be? You see the growth of all those players mixed together, and you feel confident going forward a little bit better than you may have?
Well, we're happy to be 3-0, and but we're still a work in progress. I mean, we're still a team that's got to get better. I mean, we're giving up big plays. We, early in the game, we missed some opportunities on offense that we're one guy here, one guy there, and we want it all. We're chasing greatness, and if we're going to reach it, we got to clean a lot of things up. But we got what we got, and those young men are going to continue to get better. But it's good to see some of them step up, and they will grow immensely from this experience. There's just no greater teacher than experience, and so they're going to get better. They're going to continue to get challenged, and it ain't going to get no easier. So that's for sure. And but it's good to see some guys have opportunity and then take advantage of that opportunity.
How does Taj go from a guy in rough first half in the opener to second highest yardage total 2 weeks later?
Taj is a winner. I think the guy's only lost like 2 games ever as a starter. So he's worked really hard. He's worked really hard. He's taken ownership in this system, and he's got a lot of weapons around him. So, and he's got an offensive line that believes in him, and an offensive line that's talented. So I just cannot say enough about the job that Taj Boyd has done. I mean, he's made us go. He's made us go, and you got to give a lot of that credit to Chad, because Chad has done a great job in teaching Taj and making it, to where he knows exactly what he's doing and why he's doing it, and then you got to give credit to Taj because he's put the work in. I mean, he has really studied and really prepared well.
Chad says he put a lot of pressure on these guys in practice, and the games will be easier. I mean, our practice is a lot more difficult this year. They're more, it's not offensively. How would you explain that?
No, I mean, we practice in the same way as far as the structure of how we practice. The tempo is different, that's for sure. We changed all that in the spring. But Chad he brings a great energy every day, and he coaches every play, and I love that. I love that about him, and our practices have been very physical. I mean, we try to always do that. But this is just a game of players making plays, and right now we just got players making plays. It's that simple. We put them in position to make plays, and then they got to go make them. And right now they're doing a good job of that.
Bellamy fumbled, and you put the ball right back in his hand next time. I mean, is that just any thoughts to do something else?
Got to grow up. Ain't nothing we can do about it. We got what we got. He's a great player. He's probably won't be his last fumble over his career, but he's the home run guy, and I wanted to show confidence in him. I wanted to show him. That's what I told him when he came up. I said, "We're gonna go right back to you now, and they're gonna hit you again." Yeah, and then he was. I loved how he responded. He was like, "Coach, hey, I'm gonna get it back, and they won't get it again." And that's what you want to see. You want to see guys respond. We gotta grow him up. And again, today's experience for him is really going to be helpful. Same thing for DJ, and that's one of the things I told the staff Sunday after last week's game. That was my challenge to him. I said, we have got to get DJ Howard and Bellamy going. Got to get them going. So it was good to see that, because I felt like they could help us. It was good to see them step up like they did today. But it was a big mistake. But that's why you got a team.